Wine and News with me, Some Cash, your weekly wine news every Friday at 8 p.m. Please subscribe down below when you guys get a chance and click the bell button as well so you get notifications when it comes up. Alright, first up is in the UK, drinking one 70cl bottle of wine a week increases the risk of developing cancer over a lifetime with the equivalent of 10 cigarettes a week for women and 5 for men, a study says. Yeah, okay, so out of all of that, the idea of basically one bottle of wine a week would cause cancer, which is the same as 10 cigarettes and 5 for men. Yeah, the most important thing out of that entire thing was a study says. I actually looked at the BMC public health study online and kind of went through the whole thing. It does do a lot of the studies on previous research from different papers and then tries to calculate it out. However, it doesn't look at kind of different factors in making that assumption, and things like, age, family genes, diet, and aspects of lifestyle. They haven't really got any kind of conclusion on those particular sides to make that statement kind of properly ring true. And yeah, and then I think as well other studies to look at, where you live as well in a city. Does that have an impact? Especially one of the points which was diet, as a factor that may also cause cancer is something to be kind of more aware of. And then it was a case of looking at alcohol in general when they were looking at their studies. So yeah, you're going to see this kind of being thrown around. It's the sort of the health officer states in the UK as well that it should be kind of 6 glasses of wine at 175 ml, around 12.5% alcohol. That should be had in a week. So if you stick to that, then that's what is a healthy amount. You can make your own mind up what you want to drink and how much in some ways, but I don't think that it goes so much to the side of kind of correlating it with cigarettes, which is beyond me. In next piece of news, talking about health and wine. Well, this month with the French President Emmanuel Macron, who had the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping, who came over the state dinner, they were served petrus, which is lovely, except their health minister was telling French people to drink less than 2 glasses of wine a day, or even no wine for the entire day during the week. Yeah, as you can imagine, most people in France were kind of like, no, I don't think so. That's not really going to go down well. With like radio stations sort of throwing it up in huge debates on that. Certain winemakers have also sort of called in with stating, I think we're making the general public feel guilty about these things. Maybe, there should be a concern of how much you drink, of course. Yeah, but I think it's, again, as I said before, other factors can also lead to a healthy lifestyle while also drinking wine. But I'm going to look at other research in a sort of separate video altogether for Under Wine News, kind of a panorama view on whether wine is healthy or not. But yeah, that'll be coming up hopefully shortly, but I think it might take some time. In further piece of news, Australia has a new Phylloxera outbreak which has been detected in Victoria following a previous outbreak this month. It's prompted the Agricultural Victoria to extend its Maroondah Phylloxera infested zone. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a specific species that they're looking at as well in that, so we'll keep an eye on that. Next piece of news, back in the UK, so Majestic Wines has said it plans to close some of its stores in the UK. It's rebranded itself under the Naked Wines banner. It's basically a massive transformation plan, and Majestic has been around for ages. It's known here as kind of being able to get really interesting wines and good quality wines, but it allows people to kind of have good discounts on these wines because they're asking people to kind of buy 12 bottles and then get a discount by doing it that way. It'll be interesting to see where this goes, with even Naked Wines stating that they're moving the concept to be online. And in further news along those lines, in America, Wine.com received $32.5 million in growth capital from Goldman Sachs. They have done it to focus on marketing and to increase the number of wine brands that it carries. Wine.com revenue reached $130 million in 2018, and that's those are big numbers, really. I mean, if Goldman Sachs are stating to put more money into this kind of company, then the idea of going online and not so much retail, I think, may be the changing focus. But let me know what you think about that, whether you want that to be more of a case to kind of go online, or it's going to be more of a kind of consumer move anyway. So it's like, well, we need to start picking up on this. Yeah, tell me what you think down below of the news. And final piece of news, because it's been all a bit serious with the whole health stuff. A wine shop in Waddesdon Manor is to hold the largest collection of wines from the Baron de Rothschild portfolio. It will be offering customers samples of its rare wines, fine wines included, with some first growths in there. It's being done via Coravin, which is a device which allows wine to be preserved but still pour out the wine, and to keep whatever's left in the wine to be completely preserved, and it can hold it for quite a few months, in fact. They'll be offering samples from £7.50 to £26,000 for some of the samples. Yikes. But if there's any other wine bars out there, you've got your competition there to really get some interesting wines in your collection. If they can do it, I don't see why nobody else can. So that's all me from Wine News this week. As I stated before, we are going to be here every Friday at 8 o'clock. So click here for more videos and click here to subscribe. And I will be seeing you guys next week with probably, hopefully, more jolly